Greetings and welcome back to the Gamers Den and the History of the Underappreciated. Today, as well as the next four, we'll be focusing on Hanna-Barbera's lineup of wacky characters that, let's face it, unless you're living under a rock, unless you're an animation buff, you're not gonna really know. Um, it, the main Hanna-Barbera characters that everybody knows are, of course, Flintstones, their counterparts, futuristic counterparts, the Jetsons, and of course, Scooby Doo, probably their most famous mascot, to the point where him and Bugs Bunny are part of Warner Brothers' main lineup of tunes. Um, but today we're going to be looking at Hong Kong Fooey, one of my favorite characters growing up. I watched quite a few of the reruns on Boomerang. Now, Hong Kong Fooey originally debuted on ABC in the US from September 7th to December 21st, 1974. It reruns pretty much off and on throughout the decade since. Um, there's 16 episodes and 31 sub episodes and all that good stuff. But Hong Kong Fooey is basically a an anthropomorphic dog character named Penry, and he would normally go into a filing cabinet, transform, get stuck, and it would be up to his pet cat, Spot. And he would go out and fight crime. However, he had this correspondence, basically a correspondence course in book form, with the Hong Kong Kung Fu Book of Tricks. I kid you not, this is actually the thing. And the only reason they would work is either from Spot or from some comedic circumstances that just happen to be an unintended side effect. Couple that with his Fooey mobile, which in and of itself was a bit of a MacGuffin, and you had one of the stupidly funny shows. Um, you also had Rosemary, the basically the kind of love interest. She loved Hong Kong Fooey, didn't really care for Penry because Penry had to be an idiot janitor. You had Sergeant Flint and the narrator, of course, and you had a bunch of bad guys that would pop up. Um, Hong Kong Fooey was voiced by Scatman Crothers, which is kind of cool. Um, a couple of notable people that popped up every now and again. Frank Welker's the only one that comes to mind here. Most things. But yeah, Hong Kong Fooey, along with Secret Squirrel, were some of my favorite Hanna-Barbera characters. Now, a lot of you may not know, maybe you do, who knows? Hanna-Barbera is back. Cartoon Network transformed their Europe branch into new Hanna-Barbera Studios to make new Hanna-Barbera lineup of cartoons. I think maybe one of them might be this new Flintstone series where it takes at least 20 years after the original series. Um, uh, and focus. Now, while I know it's not focusing on Fred, it is focusing on Pebbles. Honestly, we could probably stick this at the end of the timeline a bit. Or right around before she gives birth to her twins in the original lineup. I kid you not, they actually aged up these characters and gave Pebbles and Batman kids. You can't make this shit up. But yeah, Hong Kong Fooey, I'm hoping comes back. Secret Squirrel would be awesome. We got a 90s version of him, which kind of updated his look and made Morocco Mole, his sidekick, into a more bumbling idiot than Secret Squirrel. While Secret Squirrel became a badass. Um, Honestly, I really do hope that we get these two back. You know, of course we get Scooby Doo all the freaking time. You know, I'm not complaining, but I like some other Hanna-Barbera variety. You know, I used to grow up with all of these guys. Peter Potamus, the Happy Holidays, which was basically the Roman versions of the Flintstones. Like, again, you can't make this stuff up. You had stuff like the various Scooby Doo clones that Hanna-Barbera made themselves. Jabberjaw, for as a good example. Um, and just like tons of other characters. Hell, Hanna-Barbera made some actual um, Three Stooges and Batman shows, which is why they appear in the show because, well, it's Batman and Robin on top of the Three Stooges. Of course they're gonna pop up. But Hanna-Barbera just makes some of the most awesome characters. Like Hong Kong Fooey was definitely one of my favorites. But with that being said, this is only number one. It gets much more underappreciated from here because unlike Hong Kong Fooey, who occasionally makes like a small snippet of dialogue here and there, or maybe a cameo, and of course the reruns on Boomerang every now and again, and home video releases. Let's face it, guys, he's kind of faded away. Hanna Barbera, I'm hoping you're probably not listening, Hanna Barbera, but come on, bring back all of these old characters, from the Wacky Races cast to just the weird lineup of anthropomorphic animals like Sneezely and Breezely and Squiddly Diddly. These are actual character names. I cannot even make this up. And of course, Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound should come back as well. These characters haven't been seen in a while. Huckleberry Hound more so than Yogi. Yogi did get a live action movie that kind of failed. I personally didn't mind the movie. I thought the movie was actually kind of good. It wasn't great, it wasn't Shakespeare, but then again, what is? Um, with that being said, guys, hopefully you liked this video. If you remember Hong Kong Fooey, go down in the comments down below. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You know, all that good stuff. And remember, guys, if we can reach 40 subscribers, we will try to find the PS2 version of Kingdom Hearts, the original game. But with that being said, I'm Case Lupus. This has been the Gamers Inn. Hopefully you tune in next week, where I take a look at another Hanna-Barbera character. So, hopefully I'll see you then. Bye.